People wouldn't like to hear what I'm gonna say.
No, we want to hear it though.
My name is Noor.
I was born in Iraq, Karbala.
During the war between Iraq and Iran.
Then I moved to Jordan, Amman. Then from Jordan I moved to Syria, Damascus, where I grew up most of my life.
Well, in Iraq it was sweet. My grandma used to feed me all the time. In fact, all my life. She just basically taught me to be good to anyone. Even if he or she wasn't good for me, I just be good. Because you reflect your own personality. I still remember her till this day. Every time I pray, I ask God to bless her soul.
I think I went to first grade, but I didn't finish because I was kind of grandma boy, so kids didn't like that, and I got beat, so I didn't like school. So I didn't want to attend school.
I moved to Jordan because there wasn't enough supplies. There wasn't enough food for all people back there.
My dad and I moved to Jordan with my family, and I went to first grade in Jordan, and I was so good student, well behaved, really good grades, that they will send me to third grade to teach them how to study and how to do this and that. Then I moved to Syria.
That's where I mostly grew up. You know, when you move to a different country, you always have to learn their language, and you always have to have accent, which I still have. So back there, if you're not from the same town or same village, they'll still have some racism against you. They wouldn't accept you as one of them. I was 14 and I got arrested. I went to jail. That was my worst memory. My first time was 1 month because I was fighting with another kid. My second time, about 2 days, was for playing soccer in school. And my third time because the police was looking for me. And when they caught me, that was the third time, which is I stayed about 2 weeks. But I escaped too. I kind of got used to it after my first time because I made a lot of friends in the cell that really liked me. I met a lot of innocent people. I met a lot of good people that I don't think I will find any other place. Usually the cell contains about, let's say, 24, 25 person. But there's like around 60, 65 person. So during nighttime, you didn't have, there's not enough space to sleep. So what we do is we will switch. I sleep 3 hours, then you wake me up, then you sleep 3 hours. And the 3 hours that you sleep, I stand up the whole time. For food, we didn't have enough food. The bathroom is so small. There's no place to take shower. It's very filthy. You just sleep on the floor. There's nothing to sleep on. The window's about 2 feet long and about 1 feet tall. When I went to jail, there were construction work behind the police station. So all the air that coming in is all dust from the construction throughout this small window. So it will choke on it more. When it's hot, you just cannot breathe. I had lungs problems since I was a little kid. So I had really hard time. So what would I do is I'll sleep next to the door, and I'll just keep my mouth and my nose where's the edge of the door. Even though it's really filthy, but I had to do that to survive. I remember 2 or 3 times the police knew I do that. So every time they will see my nose, they'll just slam the door in my face. My worst memory is when they had to hang me in a tire that was hanging in a roof. So what they do is basically they make you take off your clothes. They put some water on you, and they put you inside the tire, just like a car tire. And they have a whip, and they whip the tire. A lot of people pass out during this torture. They will keep hitting you until you say, yes, I did, to change your opinion.
Did this happen to you?
Yeah, it happened to me once. When they take off your shoes, take off your socks, and they hit you with a stick on your feet. And I seen many people come in the cell. They just wanted to make a case out of me. It's probably the worst way to torture anyone. Evil way of thinking. And we're all human. He's hitting me and he's smiling. He had the cigarette in his mouth and he's hitting me. And he's like having fun. He's like doing his normal job, normal things that he do. He'll just keep hitting me. And his picture in my mind will always be there. And I remember him till this day. If I see him again, I don't know. I'll just say, God God help him, he have problems. I like reading books a lot. When I see a book and I see the background of the book or the front page, I get interested. I get motivated by the book, by the picture. So I'm just curious about a lot of things, and that's one thing that I'm curious about.
They dance with a sword because that's Prophet Muhammad. How Prophet Muhammad danced, he danced with a sword. This is their king, and he's dancing with a sword. Sword. You don't, like, this is how you dance. This is Saudi. This is the name of the country, written down in Arabic. Saudi. It's right here. I read these books. The Three Musketeers. I finished like 3 months ago.
The Three Musketeers?
Yeah. I finished this one, The Prince and Harper.
What was your favorite book to read?
It's about Arabs. It's about the history. I read mostly in Arabic.
ربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
I developed a lot of skills that helped me survive anywhere. Thanks God for that. Till this day I say thanks God for that. I know how to survive on my own. I know how to build an environment to survive in. Or I know how to survive in any environment. That's probably the easiest thing that I can do. And I did grow up, and I'm here in the US now. I live with the Flanagans. I was adopted by my wrestling coach, and I live with his parents right now. I respect him so much. I love him so much. They're very special. They have a special place in my heart, and I always do.
We kind of didn't adopt Noor. He just sort of fell into our home. He was introduced to us by our son Fernando Flanagan, who was a teacher and coach at Pioneer, and he was having some problems where he was living.
My life with my mom wasn't that great. I just worked, give the money to my mom, but she just could not accept it. She wanted more and more and more. She thought that I was making more. Not the first time she kicked me out, but this time she kicked me out. She called the police. Police took me to a place called the Wilson Center. Came to Leland. I went to wrestling practice. I think it was during wrestling season. During freestyle season. Then at Pioneer, I had been going to practices with friends, so I went to their practice, and the coach there asked me, "Hey, why didn't you show up the other 2 days?" I said, "Oh, I just didn't show up." I didn't give him a good answer, so he asked me, "Hey, what's going on with you?" I told him that this happened with me. Said, "Just so you know, my mom and dad are interested in taking you in. I already told them that you have a trouble with your house." So we went to the Wilson Center. They wanted to prove that my mom said, "Okay, you can't take it because I'm under the age." We went to permission from my mom. He had a good personality with talking with people. We went back to the Wilson Center. He signed a paper. He's my guardian. Then took me home.
We didn't know what that meant. We didn't plan on adoption. We just were, until things got straightened out with the family and, things. We didn't know the whole situation. We just knew that he was in a bad situation at that moment. When he came to live with us, he was 17 years of age. You said, "What's special?" Everything. And he knows all our kids. He knows all our grandkids. And here at home, we're pretty tough on him. We're pretty tight. No. Okay. Hey, Noor. I'm watching you.
No, I'm watching you.
I'm watching you, sucker. And you know what? You're too bad. I'm watching you too. Don't let others think I'm not. When I got my back turned, I'm still watching you.
We're not a redneck house,
He knows what he wants, and sometimes we can give in, and sometimes we can't. Hopefully, how's he special, Margarita?
He's a tough guy. He is always What?
He's
no,
always right.
He's always right.
Oh, he always thinks he's right.
He is right.
He doesn't matter. We look at the Vietnam War. We look at the Bush and the Iraqi War. Completely different way of looking at the world. And he's a good Muslim, and that's good for us because it gives us a chance to see. I've met some of his friends. I've met some of the adults that have been in his life, and it gave me an insight. I really enjoyed that. I didn't really realize what a large Muslim community there was. I just didn't recognize it, you know. And then when he started showing me, let's go over to Santa Clara, come on. And I went over to his to the mosque, met some people over there, and then he's got some good friends, and he's, you know, they really like him a lot. So I was really happy to see that he was connected over there. I would say the biggest issue right now facing Noor is he's really only had 3 solid semesters of education.
I went to Pioneer. In Pioneer, they enrolled me in ELD, that's what you call it. Went to Liberty, didn't understand anything. Now I came to Leland. First semester. I went to Leland Plus. Wasn't mine. I just felt I wasn't learning. My life was great at home, but I felt Leland Plus is just something I can't do. It's for people who just give up. No offense for all the guys that in Leland Plus, but I just couldn't do it. Second semester I changed to normal school Leland, and now I'm at Leland, fighting to keep my grades up.
He comes home one day and says, I want to play football. I said, yeah, I want to be an astronaut. No, I want to be a football player. I said, come on, Noor, get real, will you? For God's sake, these guys have been playing football for 10 years. You don't even know the shape of a football. You know what did it to him? Coach Dan Lloyd.
Well, Noor wanted to play before I met him. The issue there was he going to be eligible to play in the circumstances when he came to this group. And all I did was suggest people should help him get to a point that he could compete in the sports and be a productive student here.
Everything was different. Everything. So what makes him special? Like his football coach said at the banquet, I've never had a kid like Noor. Ever.
Says Santa Clara Probation Department. So I look at this and I touch this and I kiss it. Or I just touch it before I get out in the morning every time. So I don't get in trouble. I just touch this piece, you know? And I look at this. Look where am I now? I got this from football. And this from wrestling. I look at this, where am I now? And where I used to be.
I have a sweet life. I mean, I don't have to fight now. I don't have to do a lot of illegal things for a living. I don't have to fight for a living. I don't have to fight for my food. I don't have to fight for a place to live. I don't have to fight for anything. Just have to live peacefully. I have to learn, go to school.
And Noor and I, Leland forever. Let's do it, Noor. 1, 2, 3.